The story of Zechariah, a journey of faith, doubt, and God's promise. Fulfilled. Zechariah was a priest, a man of deep faith who served in the temple of the Lord. He was married to Elizabeth, a woman of noble character and lineage, herself a descendant of Aaron. The couple was known for their righteousness, living blamelessly according to God's commandments. Yet their lives carried a quiet sorrow. They were childless, and now, in their old age, they had given up hope of ever hearing the laughter of a child in their home. In their time, barrenness was often seen as a reproach, a sign of God's displeasure. But Zechariah and Elizabeth did not let their circumstances shake their faith. They prayed faithfully, trusting that God's ways were higher than their own understanding. A divine encounter. One fateful day, Zechariah's life changed forever. It was his turn to serve in the temple, a rare and sacred honor. The priest would cast lots to determine who would enter the holy place to burn incense. And on this day, the lot fell to Zechariah. With reverence, he stepped into the holy place, his heart filled with both awe and a sense of duty. As the fragrant smoke of the incense rose toward heaven, filling the chamber with its aroma, Zechariah suddenly realized he was not alone. Standing to the right of the altar was an angel, majestic and radiant. Fear gripped Zechariah, his heart pounding as he fell to his knees. "Do not be afraid, Zechariah," the angel said, his voice both gentle and powerful. "Your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you are to call him John. He will be a joy and delight to you, and many will rejoice because of his birth, for he will be great in the sight of the Lord. He will turn many of the children of Israel to the Lord their God, and he will go before him in the spirit and power of Elijah." Zechariah listened in stunned silence. His mind raced. A son? At his age? The words seemed impossible, and doubt crept into his heart. "How can I be sure of this?" he asked hesitantly. "I am an old man, and my wife is well along in years." The angel's expression grew stern. "I am Gabriel," he declared. "I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to bring you this good news. But because you did not believe my words, which will come true at their appointed time, you will be silent and unable to speak until the day this happens." In an instant, Zechariah's voice was gone. His lips moved, but no sound came. He emerged from the temple to find the people waiting anxiously, wondering what had taken so long. Unable to explain what had happened, Zechariah gestured wildly, his silence a sign that something extraordinary had occurred. The joy of fulfillment. True to the angel's words, Elizabeth became pregnant, her heart overflowing with gratitude and wonder. "The Lord has done this for me," she said. "He has shown his favor and taken away my disgrace among the people." For 5 months she kept her pregnancy quiet, marveling at the miracle growing within her. When the time came, Elizabeth gave birth to a son. Friends and relatives gathered to celebrate, sharing in the joy of this long-awaited blessing. On the 8th day, as was the custom, they came to circumcise the child and name him. Many assumed the boy would be called Zechariah after his father, but Elizabeth spoke up. "No, he is to be called John." Her declaration shocked the crowd. "There is no one among your relatives who has that name," they argued. Turning to Zechariah, they motioned for his opinion. Zechariah, still unable to speak, called for a writing tablet. With a steady hand he wrote, "His name is John." At that moment, Zechariah's voice returned. His first words were a song of praise to God. "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, for he has come to his people and redeemed them." His voice rang out, filled with the joy of a man who had seen God's promise fulfilled. A child with a purpose. The boy John grew strong in spirit, his life destined for greatness. He would become John the Baptist, the forerunner of Christ, preparing the hearts of the people for the coming of the Messiah. Zechariah's story became a testimony of God's faithfulness, a reminder that even in our moments of doubt, his plans never fail. The life of Zechariah teaches us that God's timing is perfect, his promises are sure, and his power is beyond our understanding. It is a story of hope, faith, and the incredible ways God works through ordinary lives to accomplish extraordinary purposes